Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mohamad bin Roslan from MSc 208A. I'm the first presenter and will be presenting about the definitions, focus, objective and the roles of all level in management in applying Kaizen.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. I am Ariefiqri and I will be the second presenter. I will be presenting about 5S techniques in Kaizen costing, 7 ways of lean and also principles of Kaizen costing.
Hello, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Muhammad Aslam bin Razim. I will be the third presenter. I will present about the step to implement Kaizen costing and advantages and disadvantages of Kaizen costing.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mohamad Saifullah bin Lakyu. I am the fourth presenter. I will present challenge to implement Kaizen costing, the comparison between Kaizen costing and standard costing, and the example of company that implement Kaizen costing. Now, let's start the presentation.
Okay, Kaizen costing is a word from Japan which is Kai stand for change and Zen change. Zen means good. It is found by Masaki Imai. He is an international management guru, founder of Kaizen philosophy and the president of Kaizen Institute of Japan. For the definition of Kaizen, it is a technique of controlling the cost incurred over unproductive activities and resources which does not add any value to the organization. And then it is a word for change for better, which is the improvement for one company to be a better company. And then the continuous effort from every employee to ensure improvement of all process and system of organization. Next, for Kaizen, they have three focus in Kaizen, which is to improve the quality of product and services, to improve their customer satisfaction and maximize reduction costs. And then the objective of Kaizen is to reduce the actual cost to manufacture a product below the standard cost. Standard cost system generally aim to achieve the cost standard set by management, while Kaizen costing system are more concerned with reducing actual cost below standard cost. Okay, for the roles in Kaizen, all levels of management have their roles in applying Kaizen. For the top management, their role is to establish Kaizen as the overriding corporate strategy and communicate this commitment to all levels of organization and allocate the resources. Then for the middle management, their role is to implement the Kaizen policies established by the top management. And then they are responsible to ensure employees understand and implement Kaizen. Next, for the supervisor, their role is applying Kaizen approach in their functional roles and soliciting Kaizen suggestion from employees and making Kaizen suggestion. Next, the last one for the employees, their role is participate in Kaizen through teamwork activities and then making Kaizen suggestions, and last one is engage in self-improvement activities. Next, I will pass to Ariefiqri.
Thank you, Rohaizad. Now I will present about 5S Kaizen technique. Kaizen costing cannot be accomplished in the workplace environment, especially in the production or manufacturing unit, without the 5S Kaizen techniques. The 5S are derived from the Japanese words which are stated in the bracket. The technique can ensure zero defect, zero accidents, and zero breakdown in the workplace. The first technique is sort, categorizing item based on necessity. The unnecessary item should be labeled in red and needs to be moved out from the organization. It can be sold to the staff or as scrap, or else it can also be dumped by the organization. So when it is not clear when an item or piece of equipment should be kept or removed, a red tag area will help the team temporarily let go of the items rather than struggle through the decision of discarding or keeping. And the next technique is straighten. The essential items should be arranged in an orderly manner for simplifying the operation. It can improve visibility, availability, and accessibility of all the tools and items. So once we cleared out all the items we don't need, we need to straighten up what's left. The third technique is shine. It is to maintain the cleanliness, tidy and organized in workplace. Therefore, it can create a positive environment for the employees. The next technique is standardize. Establish standards for cleanliness, usability and maintaining the placement of items in day-to-day business operation. This step is focused on creating standards so abnormality are easily recognized. Things like checklist and audit are very helpful. And the last technique is sustain. Communicate and educate the employees about the changes made, developing a sense of self-control and discipline among them to maintain and follow the set standard. Next is 7 ways of Lean. The 7 ways of Lean are essential part of Lean as developed and practiced by Toyota. Waste can be defined as any activity that does not add value to a customer. So the first waste is motion. It includes those movements of machine or employee which are more complicated or difficult than absolutely necessary. This kind of waste can cause harm to equipment, product or employees. The next waste is inventory. Inventory that doesn't directly fulfill customer needs is excessive and should be reduced to a level that is supported by the reliability and consistency of a process or value stream. Next is waiting. It includes any idle time caused by the asynchrony of two or more interdependent processes. Operators and equipment at one step of the process end up at a standstill waiting for the second process to catch up. Next is defects. The waste of defects includes quality errors that invariably cost much more than expected, as each defective product necessitates more work or replacement, wasting resources and materials, and can lead to lost customers. Next is overproduction. This waste occurs when production exceeds customer requirements, which in turn leads to a high level of inventory, which hides many of the problem areas within an organization. Therefore, the goal should be to only make what is required and when it is required. Next is transportation. Transportation waste is the movement of materials that does not directly correspond to some value-adding process. This can be very costly for a business as it must pay for the time and machines involved in the wasteful process. And the last waste is overprocessing. Overprocessing waste is putting much more work into producing the product than the customer values. To eliminate this waste, the goal should be to only do the amount of processing which is both useful and necessary and no more. So the goal of Lean is not to work harder or faster, but also to eliminate waste because it is not creating value. And next is Kaizen costing principles. So there are 6 principles. First, continuous improvement in the present situation at an agreeable cost. Second, no limits to the improvement level that has to be implemented. Third, advocates collective decision making and knowledge application. Fourth, concentrates on waste or loss elimination, system and productivity improvement. Fifth, establishing standards and then continually working on improving them. And last principle is participating all employees and covering every business area at all levels, departments and units. So that's all from me. Now I will pass to Sayyidil Aslam for the next presentation.
Thank you to Ariefiqri bin Roosly. Now we proceed with step to implement Kaizen costing. There are 7 steps. The first one is involve employees. To implement Kaizen, you need your employees motivated and involved. You want to create a workplace which does not resist change and in fact which is responsible for the change. To do this, you need the full cooperation of your employees and communication between management and employees is critical. Second one is find problems. The second step to implement Kaizen is to accept and find problems in your organization. For this, you need to take a 360-degree feedback and involve your employees. You can list out all the process within the organization which needs improvement. The third one is think and find solutions. Managers can make teams of creative employees who are experienced, and these employees can be focused on problem solving. They might have to dedicate specific time to find solution to the problem the firm is facing. The fourth is implement. The implementation must be done in a planned manner. If the ideas need to develop a bit more, then by all means, put your excitement and develop the idea on the table before implementing it in the organization. However, a planned and controlled implementation is important for an idea so that the result can be tracked. Next is check. As manager, you need to have the correct person at all points who is responsible for the implementation. So a manager can appoint the task to a team leader who can implement it in the team, keep checking on the progress, and then revert back to the manager. From time to time, audits needs to conducted and the progress needs to be found out. Finding the result is the main objective of this exercise. Sixth step is standardize. Standardization improves morale by a huge margin because it saves time and manpower. As a result, making employees happier and more productive. Standardization also means empowering your employees by setting standard procedures which they need to follow and by cutting the bureaucracy down to a minimum. Standardize work, practice, and follow up to ensure gains and sustain. And the last step is repeat. Over a period of time, it becomes a culture in the organization to eliminate waste and to improve processes so that everything runs in a well-oiled manner. Kaizen empowers your employees and creates good relations between teams so that the whole organization can holistically look towards further improvement. Now we proceed to advantages of Kaizen costing. The first one is customer satisfaction. Produce output that meet customer standard and requirement. The second one is waste reduction. Kaizen reduce waste in business process. This is another major Kaizen. Advantages. Kaizen is the responsibility of everyone. Therefore, management and staff are responsible for identifying areas that constitute waste in the business process. Second one is improve teamwork. One of the major Kaizen advantages is improve teamwork. Kaizen is a quality improvement tool driven by teamwork. It does not benefit only a selected few, but everyone involved in the business process. As the Kaizen team solve problems together, they develop a bond and build team spirit. Next is better safety. Improving safety on the work floor is a Kaizen advantage for business. Safety is improved when businesses implement ideas that clean up and organize workspace. By so doing, employees have better control of business process equipment. Next, improve efficiency. A major Kaizen advantage is improved efficiency. Kaizen improvements boost the quality of services. It helps business implement new process improvement, boost efficiency, and enhance time management. Next is build leadership skill. Every Kaizen team must have a team leader. The team leader is responsible for organizing the Kaizen team, and coordinating implementation. Kaizen team leader makes sure that everyone is performing their role successfully. The team leader is also responsible for sourcing for help when additional resources are required. Last one is improve employee satisfaction. Another Kaizen advantage is that it improves employee satisfaction. Kaizen involves the employee when implementing changes for improvements. Employees can make a suggestion and creative input for changes through a suggestion system like team meetings. When employees are involved in decision making, it gives them a sense of belonging and work. Now we proceed to disadvantages of Kaizen costing. First one is difficult to implement in existing system. Despite the many benefits of Kaizen, there are some limitations business managers need to be aware of.
before deciding to implement it. This is because implementing Kaizen is tantamount to altering current management system. As soon as Kaizen is implemented in an organization, it is very difficult to return to all management systems. Hence, Kaizen might be easier to implement in business without already established management system. Next is training requirement. Another Kaizen disadvantage is the method of training. The Kaizen methodology requires training staff and management to understand and adopt the Kaizen philosophy. This might require altering the usual process of work. Employees may need to take out time from work to undergo training. Also, new employees may need to undergo Kaizen training in addition to their usual training. Thus, they may find it tedious and demanding. The last one is enthusiasm could wane easily. Employees might be excited at first to implement changes. However, their excitement could wear away when the changes become difficult to adapt to. As such, they may resort to old practices and stick to business as usual. In addition, employees could be demoralized and unenthusiastic about work. Hence, the time and resources spent to implement Kaizen are wasted and the purpose of implementing Kaizen is defeated. So that's all from me. I will hand over the presentation to Saifullah.
Thank you to Sayyidil Aslam. My name is Muhammad Saifullah. Now I will present challenge to implement Kaizen costing. First, too much suggestion may lead to confusion. As we all know, Kaizen costing involves all employees of department in the organization. Every department will give their own suggestion for the improvement they can make to the department. So, different suggestions between departments can slow down the production as they need to make standards that benefit every department. Second is long-term project. Employee must have discipline and have commitment to implement Kaizen costing. This is because the result of Kaizen costing can only be achieved in a long term. For the comparison between standard costing and the Kaizen costing, first is goal. For the standard costing, goal to meet cost performance target that have been set by the management. For the Kaizen costing, goal is to meet cost reduction target. Next, for the standard costing, goal is set annually, and for the Kaizen costing, goal is set monthly. This means that Kaizen costing is more flexible as they can respond easily in dynamic environment. Next, for the standard costing, management set the target, while Kaizen costing, employees give suggestion for the improvement. For the cost variance analysis for standard costing is standard cost versus actual cost, and for the Kaizen costing, target cost versus actual cost reduction amount. Okay, next we can see for the company in practice for the Kaizen costing. The company is Toyota. Toyota is Japanese multinational automotive manufacturer headquartered in Toyota Aichi, Japan. The two pillars of the Toyota way of doing things are Kaizen, the philosophy of continuous improvement, and respect and empowerment for people, particularly line workers. Toyota implement 5S. That is, first is seri, sort, means that remove item that belong to the area or in the department. Second is set on, arrangement, means that everything arranged in their own place. Third is say so, cleaning tools and machine to maintain quality. For example, employees need to clean the machine to prevent the oil leaking. Fourth is Seiketsu standardized. In the Toyota, every employees have the same guideline to perform their work. And fifth is Shitsuke, which is sustaining, means continually improving using 5S. Okay, so the company, while they are implement Kaizen costing, they can reduce costs and reduce waste. This will lead to the increase of the profit for the company. That's all from us. Thank you.